Hello everybody, it's me Greg228 here bringing you another installment of Greg's Guide. I'm going to be doing this video a little bit differently today, in which I'm not actually going to be commentating while I play the video game, but instead commentate over the video game, because I recorded all of these in advance, and I'm kind of just going to dub over it with general consensus, or general, overview of what you are supposed to do in the phases of the different domains. These are all me playing the video game, so don't worry, I didn't get, footage from anyone else. I'd let you know if I did. I'm not the best at this game, so this is my first time, beating the Litany and Sorrow domain, which you will get to see pretty much live. Not pretty much live, but you'll get to see a little after it happens. If you have any particular questions on, the nature of certain parts of the domain, you can always just ask me in the comments, and I'd be more than happy to give you an answer. Also, guys, we finally have no noise. For this episode and this episode only, because I thought if it's mostly just gonna be my voice, why not give you guys just my voice? No fan, no humming, no nothing. So without further ado, let's get into the fucking domains with some sick-ass music in the background. Well, my voice will fade in and out to give you guys some general pointers. Alright, let's get to it. So, what we have here is me selecting some Gooba cookies. So if you play the game mode Woad in Grace, you get the option to select Gooba cookies, which give you basically upgrades for the domain that you're attempting. Now, you can choose up to 3, and the ones I chose for the Carnation domain are just 3 faster movement speeds. So let's get into the domain. So, this is me starting the domain, and as you can see from my gameplay, I'm just watering the red flowers. This is the tutorial segment, or phase 1 of the domain, which basically just teaches you how to play. What you need to do is run around and water the red flowers until you've watered all of them, or at least almost all of them. And yeah. Now, for phase 2 of the domain, you will begin seeing these indicators around your cursor. These indicators will tell you where the flower heads are. The flower heads are these guys you're seeing on screen right now. And what you need to do is stop watering the flowers and tap your mouse button or use button to flash them. Similar to any of the flash entities I may have told you about in the entity guides. They will run at you, and if they reach you before you flash them, they punch you. Now, you can also see Stem here, who you need to continue running for, or he will kill you. You may remember him from the previous Greg's Guides. Now, in this next segment, you will begin to see glowing red areas on the ground. If you're not standing in these areas when they go up, you are fine. Basically, just don't be standing in those areas if they appear and when they appear. The next phase is pretty easy. There's just more flower heads now. Yeah, that's it. In this next phase, you'll have to deal with the exploding parts of the garden and the flower heads all at the same time. Now, I'm actually not 100% sure what happens in this phase. I think more stuff appears, like the explodey parts become more frequent and there's more flower heads. Maybe stem appears more, but other than that, I really don't know, man. For this next phase, you can see it on screen, but there are big vines that you have to not be in the way of. Now, I play pretty badly here and stand in the way of them a lot. Don't play how I'm playing. Don't stand in the red glowy zones, similar to the explodey parts of the garden in previous phases. Now, this is the final phase of Carnation's domain, in which everything is just cranked up to 11. You have to dodge flower heads, the vines spawning at an increased rate, the explosions on the floor, all while watering as many flowers as you can, with Stem also being there, by the way. Don't forget Stem is there. Never forget Stem is there, because that's how he kills you. I really do think this is the easiest of the domains, to be honest, and honestly, I accidentally forgot about this one and wasn't even planning to record this, so I kind of forgot about it at the end. That's why this is a bit slapdash. But, you know, if you do all of these things and you do them good, you do in fact win. So, yeah. And that was Carnation's domain. On to the other two. Let's do this. Alright, so as you guys can see here, these are the goobers I'm using for this run. These are the optimal goobers that my buddy showed me, and he's like really good at greys. Like a lot better than me, in my personal opinion. These are the ones you're going to want to use, so keep watching, and yeah, we'll get right to it. So for the early stages of Litany's domain, what you want to do is kind of just run. You want to run and dash and jump as much as you want, but also listen to the commandments on the top of the screen as you see them flash up. Now, you can ignore you can make up to 5 mistakes, is what I should say, before you die, but there's also like a few other ways to die, such as getting caught by the gillies or dying to Litany. But if you watched my previous Grays guide, you should know how Litany works. To progress, you want to grab these orbs and kind of just run through the gates after you grab them. You can also jump over the gates, as I think I might show in this recording, but I probably don't, because I was locked in really hard. As you see, I failed to jump over a gate and failed to collect an orb, and now, it might look like I'm going to lose here, but I promise to you I'm not. But you'll also see these pink lasers on the screen. If you get hit by those, you do also lose a life. Now, behind me, I don't show them, but there are entities chasing you, and you have to deal with Litany. So, the further you go, the harder it does get, but eventually, you are going to win. Have some cool-ass music while you watch. And that is Litany's domain. Now, I can't really explain this one as well as I can Carnation's, because I only really beat this once. And I wasn't too good at it. So I hope you guys got what you needed. Now, by now, you're all probably familiar with the process of getting goobers. Now, these aren't the optimal goobers or whatever, but they are the ones that worked for me and, you know, got me to win this domain. So, maybe try them out for yourself, figure out what works for you, and don't yell at me if it doesn't work. I'm just Greg. So, getting right into the domain, you will see that you are in an ocean of blood, and you can flick your camera down and upwards to gain momentum. As you can see in my gameplay, I move my camera down when I go into the water and upwards when I'm leaving it to gain a bunch of speed. You'll want to dash into these lines of yellow with the black little voids in them to gain sanity. As you do that, you will see you're being chased by this big fish-looking guy, Tragedy. Now, if he comes out of the water where you are unfortunately dead, but that's okay. That's fine. That's Gucci. You can always survive by doing other things, like running around. Now, as you'll start seeing, white borders will appear on your screen. When these borders flash up like that, do not be in the water or you will be dead immediately. That's basically the consensus of it. Try to stay in the water both as much as possible and as little as possible. It's a pretty hard balance to maintain, but you get it eventually. And in a second, you will see that big explosion-y areas are now in the water, as it just appeared. Now, what you want to do is not be in these explosion-y areas when you hear it going up. It'll start beeping, and you obviously can't hear it here because I have the audio turned off for this, but you will hear it, and it will be pretty gosh darn loud. You'll be able to hear it well enough that you really won't need to worry too much about it as long as you're not in it when it starts beeping really fast and it explodes. As long as you're not doing that, you're Gucci. You're fine.